Anemia literally means a lack of blood, but that is not really a good definition because we could have enough red blood cells but still have anemia. So let's look at what the sign of anemia is. So this is the inability of the blood to transport enough oxygen. So this is actually what they call hypoxia. Oops, I spelled that wrong. Hypoxia. So hypo, low oxygen levels. And so people that are anemic tend to have, be very tired. They might be out of breath. They might be often pale and cold, for example. So there are actually many different causes of anemia. And so we'll talk about those and actually different types of anemia. So one type of anemia would be due to blood loss. So this is hemorrhagic anemia. So this is due to blood loss. And this might not be as obvious as you would think because this could be due to internal blood loss. So somebody could be bleeding internally. They could even have, maybe parasites in there that are causing blood loss inside the body. Like hookworms might cause a type of anemia that is due to blood loss. So that would be hemorrhagic anemia. We also have iron deficiency anemia. Iron is necessary for the production of hemoglobin. So this would be not enough hemoglobin. They could have enough red blood cells, but maybe their hematocrit, instead of being bright red, would look kind of light pink. So you could make sure that you're taking in adequate iron in your diet, or you could take iron supplements, for example. We also have pernicious anemia. And this is actually due to the inability to absorb vitamin B12. So our stomach produces a chemical called intrinsic factor. This intrinsic factor allows for the absorption of vitamin B12. Vitamin B12 is necessary it's a coenzyme that's necessary for the production of hemoglobin. And so this is actually going to give you a type of anemia that is due to this lack of intrinsic factor. So that is actually, interestingly, the only reason why we actually have to have a stomach. Stomachs are really good for storing food and for digestion. But like if you took out a person's stomach, then you would need to make sure that they have intrinsic factor so that they can absorb vitamin B12. Okay, oops. Let's look at some other examples of anemia. We could also have a lack of hormone. So we could have what is called renal anemia. The kidney, when we hear renal, we should think kidney. The kidney produces a hormone, and it's abbreviated as EPO. And you're like, what? The kidney produces a hormone? I didn't know the kidney was an endocrine organ. But remember, we're finding out more and more that different parts of your body are producing hormones. Even we did talk about your bones actually produce a hormone, your fat's producing a hormone. So the kidney does produce a hormone. This is a hormone that regulates the production of red blood cells. So the body, the red bone marrow, does not get the message to produce more red blood cells. Okay, so this would be a lack of EPO. So let's say that your kidney is failing, right? So we have kidney failure. Maybe that is due to high blood pressure. Maybe that is due to diabetes, right? And you don't get the message. You don't produce EPO. And so that would be an example of renal anemia. We also have, finally, what is called aplastic anemia. And this is where you could have chemicals or drugs or some other something that caused the destruction of the red bone marrow. So something causes the destruction of red bone marrow. This could be viruses, this could be radiation. This would actually cause the impairment of the production of all of your blood cells, not just your red blood cells, but all of the blood cells. And then I forgot to mention that we do have sickle cell anemia, right? So those sickled cells tend to be targeted by the immune system for destruction, but they also do not transport the proper amounts of oxygen. And there are some other genetic reasons for anemia. So the sickle cell anemia is just actually one of those. The other ones are called thalassemias. So these are genetic defects in genes that code for hemoglobin.